Hello, everybody, and welcome to Smells Like Teen Horror. My name is Eric Kasloff, and I have got another Scream video for you. Now, I don't know about you, but I kind of like fan service. It makes me feel like I am being rewarded for liking something for a long time. Now, granted, some stuff can overdo it, but when it's done right, when it's done correctly, fan service can be awesome. And here are 5 fan servicey things I would like to see in Scream 2022. Okay, let's get right into it with number 5. A new curfew scene. One of my favorite scenes in the original Scream movie was the curfew scene. You remember when Dewey, Tatum, and Sydney are just going around town? Sydney and Tatum are shopping, Dewey's talking to the sheriff, but then they show you the rest of Woodsboro before the curfew starts. What I loved about that was it made Woodsboro feel like a real place. It gave me a sense of the community and the dread that Ghostface was putting out to this town. And I would love to see another scene like that in this upcoming movie. All right, let's go on to number 4. All right, coming in at number 4 is a reference to a Stab TV show. Now, I personally really like the Scream TV show. Season 1 and 2 the most. 3, not at all, really. I mean, I marathoned it the 2 days it was on, but after that, I honestly don't see myself ever going back to watch it. Season 1 and 2 I would definitely check out, but how cool would it be if a Stab TV show exists in the world of Scream? I think it would be cool because Scream is very meta. It constantly comments on itself and the horror genre as a whole. So seeing a reference to a Stab TV show, personally, I think would be really, really cool. All right, let's go on to number 3. All right, so the reason I love Scream so much is I saw it when I was a teenager, about 16 or 17, and it was the first time I was able to relate to characters in horror movies. I mean, I was a little kid in the 80s, so I grew up watching the Friday movies, the Jason movies, the Halloween movies. So again, I couldn't really relate to the characters except obviously for Tommy Jarvis in part 4. But other than that, they were all older kids. I didn't know what it was like to be an older kid. But when I saw Randy in Scream, I absolutely loved it. Now, it looks like Mindy, his niece, is a horror junkie. Her character poster says, just because you know the rules doesn't mean you'll survive Mindy. So from that, I'm getting the feel that she loves horror, obviously. So how cool would it be if there's a scene where Gail and Sydney are talking to the kids and Mindy starts talking about the rules of horror reboots. And after the scene's done, Sydney looks over at Gail and says, well, she's definitely her uncle's niece. I think it would be a really cool character moment, an homage to Randy, and just a fun scene overall. All right, let's move on to number 2. All right, number 2 kind of ties in with number 4, and that is about the Stab franchise. Now, the Stab franchise, again, always commented on Scream and horror in general, but again, definitely more tongue in cheek. And I think it would be cool if the Mindy character is explaining horror reboots, but the new way horror reboots are going. And by that, I mean the Halloween 2018 rules, where it's a direct sequel to the original. By that I mean, like, imagine if Mindy's talking about the new Stab movie and how it's saying that all the Stab sequels, when it got crazy, like what time travel in part 4 or 5 and little things like that, how no, it is stripping all of that away. None of those movies count. Only the first movie counts, and this is a sequel 25 years later. I think that would be fun. A lot of people were thinking that Scream should be a direct sequel to the original, but the Scream franchise timeline makes sense. But with Stab, you could explore that. And that's the number two thing I would like to see in the new Scream movie. All right, let's go on to number one. All right, now it's time for number one. The number one thing I would like to see in the next Scream movie is a new fountain scene. My favorite scene in Scream is more than likely the fountain scene. What I loved about it so much is one, the opening shot of seeing all the characters there and getting to know them. And right away, you get the feel for how each character is. We get right away that Billy is kind of the leader of the group, so to speak. Stu is kind of his lackey. Billy, and I said Billy already, I wanted to say Randy is kind of the goofball film geek. Sydney is the one that's most out of place because she's shy and timid, and Tatum is the hot girl. And I just loved how that scene went. Scream 4 had a scene like that, but it was cut out of the movie. And I would love it if Scream 2022 has a scene like that. And I think we're getting it because in all of the trailers, they kind of show the kids at a pool hall or at a bar or at a restaurant. I'm not sure what it is yet, but I'm really hoping that is when we get to know these new characters. Well, those are the five things I would love to see in the new Scream movie. But my question is, what would you like to see in the new Scream movie? Do you like fan service at all? Comment below and let me know. Now I'm going to ask you to do me two favors. If for some reason you like this video, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I got one question for you.
What are you waiting for?